Hey everyone, Dana here with, I believe, the third Wanted Adventure YouTube video of 2019. If you haven't seen the first two videos yet, I will link them down in the description below and up there in the little eye in the corner. Back in December, I announced that a book I had written was getting published, and on December 17th, that happened. My new book, You Go Beyond the Cookie, Learning Deutsch, mein abenteuerlicher Weg. It's available as of December 17th, available as paperback and ebook. And in December, I saw a lot of interesting questions about my book. And so today in this video, I thought I would try to answer some of them in a little book Q&A. But first, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Really, there are not enough thank yous. Thank you so much for your positive, engaging, exciting reception of my book. Thank you for all the warm wishes. Thank you for all the amazing feedback and comments about how excited you also were about reading the book. And then thank you so much for all the great feedback during or after reading the book. Really, thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited for more people to find out about the book and read the book in 2019. I can't wait. Thank you so much for helping make the launch of my new book so exciting. Thank you. Okay, so I will start the Q&A in a second, but first, another thing that I wanted to mention is that over the last bunch of weeks, I have been giving some interviews, and that has been really exciting, also really interesting. Different interviewers have, of course, asked different questions and interviewed from different angles, and I will link a few of those interviews down in the description box below, including my interview in English, so an interview in English with the Bittersweet Life podcast, a podcast that I have been listening to for, I think, about 4 years. And so I was really excited to actually be on the podcast myself. A German interview that I did with the Sprachmagazin Sozusagen on Bayern 2, and another German interview I did with Sebastian Sonntag in his Dein Sonntag show on Deutschlandfunk Nova. And then also 5 Fragen an Dana Newman von I switched into German. So it's 5 questions on Dana Newman from We Love Books, 5 Fragen an Dana Newman by We Love Books. And the questions for that are in German, but I gave my answers in both English and German. And then an interview that I did with Andrea from the blog Lesen in vollen Zügen. Andrea and I met at a cafe to do the interview, and we actually ended up doing the interview in English for some reason. We ended up chatting together in English, and then she translated what we talked about into German. So great job, Andrea. Thank you for that. And now on to the Q&A. Starting with, I think, the 2 questions that I really saw being asked the most. Will the book be published in English, and will there be an audiobook of the book coming out? And for both of those questions, I have to say I don't really have a very exciting answer right now at this point, because my answer is I just don't know. I would love for an English version of the book and for an audiobook to be published, but right now, as of filming this video on, what day is it? January 17th, 2019. There are just no concrete plans to tell you about. Right now, that's all I got. A big, I don't know. We'll have to see. When talking about You Go Beyond the Cookie in my videos, I have often referred to it as my new book. And then I saw a good bit of questions like, wait, what? Your new book? But what is your old book? And that would be Found in Prague. Back in 2012, I self-published Found in Prague. You can still find information about the book online, but unfortunately, right now it is out of print and no longer available. Maybe one day that will change. Again, I don't know. We'll have to see what the future holds. But the interview with Andrea from Lesen in vollen Zügen that I mentioned earlier went into a little bit more detail about my experience writing Found in Prague. Another question that I saw was, are you going to sign books where I live? If you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or if you saw, I believe, my very first YouTube story that I put out on December 17th, I have gone to a few bookstores and signed some copies of my books, but those were not really like book signing events per se. For those, I simply went to the bookstore, signed some copies of my books, and then left them there for people to come and buy. But I would definitely love to do actual book signing events, so where it's announced in advance and I would go to, for example, maybe a bookstore or a library and sign books, but maybe also with a reading beforehand. Yeah, I would definitely love to do some of those, and hopefully I will have a chance to do some events like that in 2019. If you want me to do a book signing in your area, it could be helpful if you let a bookstore near you know that You Got Me on the Cookie is a thing and that you would like to do a book event with me and my book. And then, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what the future holds. I feel like that is a common thread of my answers so far in this video. We'll have to see what the future holds. Another question, why didn't you write the book in German? So yeah, as I showed in this video that went out on December 17th, I wrote my original manuscript for the book in English, and then it was translated into German. But why didn't I just write it in German in the first place? Well, for one, I think because if I had done that, I might still be working on the first draft of the book. So I write a lot slower in German than in English, which I guess makes sense. And also, at this point, I can speak a lot of German. I can understand a lot of German. Sometimes I watch movies in German, TV shows, stand-up comedy even, and I understand them, I think. But I still feel like I am able to be more creative in English. Another question that I saw was, where can we buy the book? And going along with that, is it available in the US? So in Germany, and I believe also in Austria and Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken, you can get the paperback book at bookstores and also order it from many different websites online. I have seen the book at a lot of bookstores here in Germany, which has been really exciting. So yeah, sometimes you can just walk into a bookstore and sometimes they will have the actual book right there. But if they don't have the book there, they can order it for you and then you can come back and pick it up from the bookstore once it's there. And as far as getting a hold of the paperback version in the US, I know that my parents, for example, they simply ordered the paperback version of the book from Amazon.de and had it shipped to them in the US, and that worked fine for them. The ebook version is also available on Amazon.de, Amazon.com, and all other international Amazon pages as the Kindle edition. And you can also get an ebook version of the book from other websites as well. So yeah, I hope that helped answer those questions. And the last question that I'm answering in this Q&A video is, are you going to publish another book? I would love to publish another book. Again, though, as of filming this video, I don't have any concrete information about when or if or when I will publish another book. At this particular moment, I would say I've got most of my book thoughts on this current book and trying to get the word out about this book. But yes, I would really like to publish another book in the future as well. We'll see what the future holds. We'll see what the future holds. But yes, I would like to publish another book in the future. So my question for you is, speaking of creativity in a particular language, what language do you feel the most creative in? Is it your native language or another language that you learned? yeah, what language? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. You can check out another video over here. More fun stuff down here. A really big thank you so much to our patrons who support us on Patreon. Thank you very, very much. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.